Hello, I am Jay Prajapati, Product Manager at 3D Surgical, and today I would like to discuss about the process for the free fibula flap preoperative planning. So let's say there is some patient and they have this kind of preoperative condition where you can see in the mandible, the defect is there. So this defect could be reconstructed using the patient-specific plate or the standard plate, or they can go for the patient-specific implant as well as. Also, widely they can use their patient's own fibula, and the free fibula flap surgery can happen for these patients. So, in the free fibula flap surgery, first they will resect the defect. So, as we can see, we can mark. Let's say in the planning, we can mark the planes on the where we want to do the resection, and then this red part will be resected, and then that resected part will be reconstructed using patient's own fibula, where based on how many segments we want to reconstruct it, based on that we can positions those fibula segments and reconstruct the mandible. And while doing the reconstruction, we can make sure like it should match the preoperative curvature of the patient. Once this process has been completed, then the guide will be created where the mandible guide will be created and the fibula cutting guide will be created to achieve the same planning what we did while doing the surgery. And the final output will be came like this way. So what I want to discuss is about the process. So it will start with of course, the scan data where the scan data has been shared, and then the segmenter will do the segmentation and they will convert those DICOMs into the 3D objects, and those 3D objects will be shared for to the designers, and designer will start the planning. Then based on the surgeon inputs, they will go for the planning, and then they can create the report or they can have an online call and they can share the planning with the surgeon, and surgeon can provide the modification or the approval any of one. If the modification is there, then they need to again submit the planning again to them. And then once approval is received, then they can go for the guide design. And once guide is prepared, they can go for the 3D printing, and then those guide will be used on while doing the surgery. So what happened here? This red mark part where we have the planning and the surgery. This takes lot of time actually, and actually the modifications requires very minimal. So let's say there is one planning has been submitted to the surgeon. So first of all, we need to have a surgeon availability, or surgeons need to take some time to review this planning, and surgeons availability is very less as we know. And whatever surgeons provide the modification, 80 to 90%, those are very minimal modification where they want to change the mandible resection plane, or they want to let's say reposition the particular segments in the different rotation or the different position. So those are very minimal changes they want. But the thing is, let's say if I want to do the planning first time, and if we are using any kind of software, then it will typically take 2 to 3 hours based on the expertise of the designers and the software as well as. So typically it will take, let's say, 2 to 3 hours. Now, once it is shared for the review and surgeon had provided the modification, then again it will take around, let's say, based on modification actually, but it will take more than 1 hour or the 1.5 hours. So this taking too much time for this process. So what we have the 3D surgical platform where we are focusing on this process where if you want to do the planning, or if you want to share that planning, or if you want to do the modification, it will take very less time, and I can show you on front of you like how much time it is taking for first of all, let's say first planning, and if you want to do the modification as well as. So let's jump on our platform where I can demonstrate this planning process. Yes. So yes, this is our platform. This is our test website, but this is our platform, 3D surgical platform, where the case creation is very easier, either for the surgeon, sales, or the internal users. So we have, first of all, this platform is role based, so everyone have their roles, and based on that, they have the permission for this platform. Let's say if surgeon want to create a case, they can just select the product, they can choose the scope, they can fill the details if required. And the main thing is to upload the DICOMS data. So leg and skull data will be uploaded and they can submit it here and will notify like this case has been created, and automatic case ID will be generated, and we can see what things surgeons require and what kind of notes they have. So that we will get the idea. Then second thing, we'll just go in the case document that uploaded data. We will just click here and on the file name, and this data will be downloaded. And then after, first of all, the scan review will happen, then segmentation will done, segmentation review can be done. And once this like the 3D objects are ready for the planning, then again our designers will come on the platform and they will go here in the file step, and on the file step they will just try to upload this data. So they can click on the add files, they can select that particular file here, they will select the STL, and here we have already the predefined drop down. Then where they need to just synchronize, let's say this is the left fibula, then they need to pick the left fibula. That how they need to upload the mandible and fibula. At least the mandible fibula is necessary for this planning, and other things they can upload if they required. Otherwise, other things are optional. Once this upload everything is uploaded, so as you can see, like I already pre-uploaded all the data. Once everything is uploaded, you can click on the fibula flap button, and then you will be redirected over here. Now here we have the two scenes. Like first scene is for the upper extremity body, and second is for the lower. And here also we have like object list for scene one and scene two. So it you will have the clear idea like where this object and where you can control this opacity or transparency. So what I'm doing, let's say if I just transparent, then you can see the artery. So let me just hide this one. Okay, so I'm just preparing my case for the planning. So what I will do for the beginning, I will just keep the mandible. And on the scene two, I can see the leg. So you can, if you can see, you can do the transparency. But I don't want the leg right now. I don't want right now the tibia. I don't want the peroneal artery. I don't want the lateral surface. Okay. I want just the fibula. Now let's say what is the surgeon preferences? So surgeon want to go with the, let's say, left fibula, and they want to plan for the, let's say as example, two segments. Okay, and then how we can do the plan. So first of all, we can just set this configuration here, and then let's if we want to do the left, then at least this left fibula center line is there. So based on which fibula you are selecting, that center line should be there. And second one, you can create optionally if you have the fibula data. So let me just create the center line. So while to create the center line, just you need to click on the edit, and let's say I want to start my distal segment first. So I will just mark the downside at the distal side first point, and second point at the upside. If you want to start the first segment from the proximal, then mark the first point at the proximal side. Then I will keep this anterior view, and what I will do, let's say as I started from the distal side, so this particular area I will try to make this center line best fit at that particular area. Okay, so let me just click here. I will just try to change the position. Okay, I will click this point and I will change the position. And then similar way in this view as well. So first of all, I will click here and will change the position. Simple. Second way. Okay. So it is fine like it above, it is not base fit. In that particular area where the segments will come, in that area, the center line should become as much as possible base fit. So simply, as you can see, the center line has been created. Let's say I will just start the stopwatch as well as, okay. So we will get the idea like how much time it's actually taking. Okay. So let's say assume that 1 minute is already passed for this center line creation. Okay. And then that's it. Okay. Now I would like to create the planes. So as you can see, the first we want to start the first segment from the distal side. Now where this distal segment should came, so that you can, there is one certain preference surgeon said like your segment should come, first segment should came at the left side. Then you can create first plane here. Or if they say the right side, sorry, this is the right and this is the left. So if they say right side, then you can create here, or if they say left, then you can create here. So let's say let's create it the right side first plane. I'm clicking here, okay, and then whenever you click on the surface, it will automatically create the plane, and then you can click R and W. This is the shortcut key, and here you can see the icon is changing. You can click here as well as, and you can change the controls. Then I will place R, and then I will change the position, and then I will press W, and I will just little bit keep it inside and let's say downside. So in the beginning, just try to create this plane roughly, okay, based on your idea, rough idea of the surgeon inputs. So I'm just creating second plane. So my first segment will become between these two planes, and then it will end it here as example. Okay, so let's say this is it, right? Like how they want, and then you can just click on the reconstruction. So this typically you need to do here. Okay, and now here you can see the magic that segments automatically come here. So what I will do, I will just come here. I will activate my mandible and I will provide the transparency because I will try to match with the pre-op curvature. Now here what you can see here is this pink color. So segment one you can correlate with the colors like segment one is this one and segment two is this one like green color. So as per the pre-operative planning process, you will now reposition this fibula as based on your resections. So what I will do, I will click on this plane, edit of this plane. Let's say I don't want now the visibility of the plane, and then I will click W and I will just reposition it. Okay, I will just reposition it. Okay, and here you can see runtime. This is changing. You can see. Then the second thing, like we need to keep the lateral surface of the fibula at the outer region of the mandible. So here we are providing the rotation segment. So here, let's say if you say 50, you can see it is rotated. You can also click here. Okay. And let's say it, so that's why I will prefer, let's first of all go with the manual input and then minor tweak. You can just click on plus minus because it will take length and very longer time to do the modification. Okay. So this is how I want to keep. And then let's say here I want to keep 120. It is too high. 100, 110. Okay. Let me just go a little bit down. Okay. So my lateral surface is came outside. Okay. Now I will try to match my curvature of the reconstruction with my resection. So you can see the modification what we are doing. This are we can consider as a modification as well, right? We are doing the modification only. Okay, so I'll just reposition. Okay, first segment again. Okay, again second plane. Okay, so now you can see here it's came outer and the downside. So if you want, we can just change the view. We can reposition or we can look from each and every side and we can try to mesh like it should came properly according to the plan. Okay, I can now hide it mandible. Okay, and then first of all I will just typically do. Okay, okay, it looks good. Yes. Okay, now this one it's two down. Okay, now it looks fine. So I will just confirm with my mandible. Okay, if it looks fine, now you can see it is just 5 minutes, and let's say we can include 1 minute of work for that center line, but our plan is ready. Okay, now let's say you want to adjust, let's say now surgeon has provided you the modification. Okay, so how they can, first of all, before that, I would like to showcase like now how you can submit the case. So you can just submit from here, you can click on the submit and this case will be submitted to the surgeon where surgeon will be notified and then they have their own account where this case will be visible and that this fibula flap button will be also visible to them. So they can just simply click here and same interface will open. Okay, so let's say if I'm saving right now, for example. Okay, and now same interface what we have that will be visible to the surgeon. Okay, and then surgeons, if surgeons want, then surgeon can do the modification with themselves. Let's say they are not happy with the resection or the rotation, they can just click here and they can rotate it. And runtime, those modification will happen. If let's say they you had wrongly placed the planes, okay, so let's say plane 2 and plane 3, they can keep the visibility, okay, and they can confirm it is proper or not, or they can, let's say, reposition the plane 3 little bit at the posterior side. Now let's say the segments came outer, then they can place here. So this how you can see the modification. It's not taking like a time. We say it within a second you are doing this modification. So that is the control we are providing. Additionally, let's say they want to keep margin, not the 17. If they want to keep the margin, let's say 80 mm, they can click plus and all the segments will be changed. Let's say they want to keep the two distance between, let's say right now we don't know what is the measurement. So they can click here in the distance and they can click here. Okay, it is 6.87, but they want to keep minimal as possible. So let's say I will just keep, so let's say this is a 0 0. Okay, then I will just press 1 2 3 and 4. So here let's say this is the 4 mm of gap is there between the minimum, approx. If we keep average, then it is the 7 mm. So this how the modification is possible. Not this kind of small modification. Let's say to include the third segment. Okay, they can just click on the third segments, or also let's say you on behalf of them this all modification you can also able to do. So then this fourth plane will be available when you need to just mark this plane. You need to reposition, let's say rotate this one. Okay, let me just provide proper position. Okay, and then just need hit reconstruction. And the third segment will also will become here. Okay, so let's say now I will just reposition it. Okay, it inner side. Okay, now back side. Okay, okay, and then again the rotation. So let's say I will keep 90. Okay, okay. Now I will change my plane rotation as well as. So my rotation would be now this way, and the third position of the segments, I'll just change here. Okay, now third plane. So you can see how easily we did this modification. So this is what I want to show. So here now the process with help of our 3D surgical platform. What is the process? Um, it is making easier life to receive the case, and also we will receive all kind of inputs what we need to do the planning that surgeon can directly provide. Second thing, the planning process, it's within a 5 to 6 minutes. Okay, within 5 to 6 minutes you will do the planning and you can submit to the surgeon. Okay. And surgeon can anytime they will get the notification. Now, whenever the surgeon is available, they will open this plan and let me just stop this one. They will open this plan, and if they want, they can do the modification by themselves if they are comfortable to do this modification, or they can suggest and you can also able to do. But for you or for him, it is just within a second the modification will be there. Okay, so this is very time saving for this kind of surgery. And let's say whenever let's say this planning has been approved. Okay, so let's say we will just save this planning. Okay, so whenever planning is approved, then you need to just click on this export button, and whenever I click export, you can see the data has been exported. That means all these files, all the fibulas, all the planes, pre-op mandibles, and everything will be exported from the platform. So now you can use the Dexter-based software where you can import those data, and then you can create the fibula cutting guide and the mandible cutting guide. So this how like this is very like it is minimizing the process time what actually needs to be do for the fibula. So yes, this is what I want to convey in this my video. Let me know if you have any kind of concern, query, or anything you want to know about this platform. Then just you can contact me on LinkedIn or on my email ID or on the joy.prajapati at 3dsurgical.com, and I am happy to assist you. Thank you.